আমাদের পার্পল উইংস যারা এই অনুষ্ঠানটা আজকে অর্গানাইজ করছেন তাদের সম্বন্ধে মিস্টার প্রদীপ কুমার জানা কিছু বলবেন। তুমি শুরু করো, তারপরে।
Namaskar. You see, right now we are standing at a crossroad, at a juncture of hope and uncertainty. The hope to see the end of a gruesome pandemic, that has been haunting us and tormenting us for last few years, and perhaps, change our life like never before. I'm not going to go to the gory details of it because everybody is aware of it. But this much can be said that even if the pandemic is over, the scars and the bruises that are left by this pandemic, those things are not going to go away too easily. Those are going to stay with us for quite some time. Recent studies, there have been several studies, researches, on the pandemic and its reciprocal psychological reaction on people. So those recent studies on the pandemic have revealed numerous, adverse psychological impact on a wide cross-section of people. The compulsion of social distancing, occasional lockdowns, closing down of schools, colleges, universities, institutions, the loss of income, loss of jobs, loss of livelihoods, all these factors combine together to generate a deep sense of alienation and a deep sense of fear psychosis, I would say, among millions of people all over the world. Of course in India, but it is a global phenomenon. The scary experiences, the absolutely horrible and scary experiences, still they're spreading their ugly tentacles all around us. And I would say they're continuing to suffocate us. They're continuing to suffocate. The suffocation is still there, in spite of the fact that we're on the verge of, the pandemic is on the verge of getting over. And this suffocation, you see, has made a whole lot of people suffer from, that is also the research finding, suffer from acute post-traumatic disorders, stress-related disorders, anxiety disorders, and a whole lot of psychosomatic disorders all over the world and also in our country, cutting across different age groups, different social orders. Such widespread corrosion of human emotion and human mind, has become a serious point of concern for all of us. Clearly, the issue has to be urgently addressed. It has to be addressed. You can't, just brush it aside and throw it under the carpet. You can't do that. So one thing has become very evident, very clear. The need of the hour is to find out innovative ways to soothe our tormented nerves and heal the wounds, that are deeply embedded in our mind, especially during the last couple of years. And to do this, you see, the appeal has to be primarily emotional. It has to be primarily, in advertising language, you would say that it is an emotive root. So I'm not using those terms. Primarily, the appeal has to be emotional. It has to be primarily addressed to the right side of our brain, the right side of our cerebral cortex. It has to rekindle our feelings. It has to, kind of trigger our imagination and free our mind from all these baggages of fear, inhibitions, etc. It has to. In other words, it has to touch the hidden chords, our emotive self. See, if we perceive our emotive self as a musical instrument, there are hidden chords inside it. One has to learn to touch those chords. Otherwise, the instrument as it is a dumb instrument. The music will not come out unless the proper touch, the proper connection is there. So, likewise, some of us friends, associates, we were discussing this, we came together, and we realized one thing while discussing, while interacting, then nothing can touch the emotive chords of human mind, the emotional chords. I will ask you, how can we touch this emotional chords, which can address this issue, address this psychosomatic disorder? Rhetorics will not work. Rhetorics will, glib talking will not work. It will not work. What will work? The only thing that can work is the highest forms of art. Music, poetry, literature, cinema, theater, a bit of visual art. Combined, all these things combined together, you see, can only address the serious psychosomatic problems that our society is right now facing. So this is the context. Why I'm saying all this? So this is the context, in which actually the emergence of purple wings, the whole concept of purple wings emerged, from this context. Purple, you see, the color purple, when I say color purple, it will immediately strike a chord. There's a famous film called Color Purple by Steven Spielberg. Many of you have seen it. E.P. Goldberg, the tremendous actor, she acted in it. But that is a different context. In our context, purple symbolizes what? It symbolizes class and energy. Why class? Why class and why energy? Because we are very particular on one aspect, that all our programs has to be classy in nature. We are not going to compromise on quality. So class, automatically class is relevant to the very, is a relevant theme for our organization. And secondly, wings. Wings obviously represent freedom. So, that one of our prime objective is to free the human mind from this suffocation, from this, stifled situation. So freedom is also one aspect. So in that way, the name Purple Wing emerges. And in its own small way, in Purple Wings, we think of organizing multicultural online and offline activities and events, inviting artists from various artistic disciplines. And the objective is basically what? The objective is to create beautifully designed multicultural events that will offer aesthetic treats for the heart and mind. So that is the primary objective. The objective is to take restless souls through a magical journey to aesthetically designed multicultural events. The objective is to help rejuvenate and re-energize the injured mind, the troubled and dislocated mind, and, revive a bit of this lost confidence, hope, and happiness. Now, apart from performance of the artist will, of course, will be very important. But apart from performance of artists, we are also thinking of some kind of dialogue between the artists and the audience. Maybe not in all programs, but in some of our programs, we'll create that space where the audience can interact with the artists, with their favorite artists, and they can share, certain thoughts, certain visions, certain approaches, outlooks, even anecdotes, even small stories. Those things can also be shared. So, because you see, we don't want to perceive our audience as a mere onlooker. We want to perceive them as active participant. In the sense, maybe it is not possible for all programs, but maybe in some programs we can think of it, because without this active participation, it is impossible to do the desired churning, healing, the things we are talking about. The soothing of nerves, the healing of nerves. So the active the audience cannot just remain a passive, onlooker. It has to be part of the process to do so. So, today's event is just the beginning. It is very important for us because, in spite of the fact that it is a starting point, this evening is extremely important for Purple Wings. But still, it's just the beginning, only the first step in the overall direction. A lot more is already on the pipeline, and we'll let you know about them in due course. So that's about it. As of now, I think I more or less covered most of the points. On behalf of Powerful Wings, I wish you all the best, and look forward to your blessings and look forward to your good wishes. In our own small way, I would request you, let's try together, to regenerate some hope and happiness which we have lost in the last couple of years. That's the whole objective of Purple Wings. That's the whole idea behind Purple Wings. That's why, as far as I am concerned, Purple Wings has seen the light of the day, at all, if at all. And hopefully will continue to go ahead in its future endeavors. So thank you. Thank you for bearing with me patiently for some time. So goodbye to all of you. Thank you.